All right. Test, test,
Test.
test, test.
Oh, listen to that. That is the sound
Music.
of beer, and that is the music to my ears. And Brian, and that is the sound of segment 3 beginning. Welcome back to segment 3 of episode 154 of Convincing Idiots.
Mm-hmm.
We are at our main event. And our main event this week is an idiot's bar crawl. Where would we go? What would we drink? What is our favorite drinks out and about? And this is just a different way of presenting it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, Brian, if we're on a bar crawl, you, me, Nick, we're bouncing from bar to bar. What do you start with? Like before we get into the specifics, what do you start light? Do you start with a higher octane drink, so to speak, and then work your way down, or do you just kind of mix it up and depending on where you're at, how you feeling?
Yeah, I think to me it's just wherever we're going, that's the first thing. So I don't mind mixing it up a little bit. I don't mix it up too much. Matter of fact, this crawl here, if I actually did it, probably would not make me feel too well when it was done.
Sure.
If I was doing it literally, but yeah, to me it starts with where are we going?
Okay. So, let's start out with you, Brian. Where are we going? What are we drinking on our first stop at our Ignite the Idiots bar crawl?
Now we're again, as everybody, if you've heard the show a couple of times, you know that we're in the Northeast Ohio area. So, but the drinks certainly could be found at different spots in some respects here. But it's a nice local place here called the Old 97. It was an old trolley stop once upon a time in the area here.
I did not know that.
Yes, that was why it's Old 97. It was the last stop in the local trolley in the area here. It used to be an old dive bars, a nice, family renovated it. It's really a beautiful local place. And
Absolutely.
they are known, yes, they have great cocktails there. And one of my favorite drinks in this area is to go to the Old 97 and get an old fashioned. So a nice bourbon old fashioned drink. They have a lot of different varieties there, but I like their standard old fashioned. They make them well. I like that drink. It's a very good sipping, easy drink. You sit back, relaxed, and you have one or two of those, and you are just chilling, relaxing.
Right.
So that to me, that's a fine way to start the evening. Is an old fashioned. And if it's not the Old 97, somewhere I just like that. I like that drink.
You like that
and
drink?
The whole vibe with it. Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
How about you, sir? Where are you starting out?
See, I like to start out light. I can't get into liquor right away because I can get myself in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to have to first stop, whether it be the Old 97 or wherever we're going to stop. I'm going to go with a standard beer. And what's a better, just solid beer than Sam Adams? Like I talked about at the end of the last segment.
Mm-hmm.
You can never go wrong with Sam Adams for me.
No.
I haven't had a bad Sam Adams, whether it be their lager, the light, any of their fall collection,
Christmas stuff's great. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So to me, Sam Adams. If I go out to a bar, like at a restaurant, when somebody's going to, what do you got? You got Miller, you got Butter. I'm looking for a Sam Adams. That to me is my, average everyday beer would be a Sam Adams.
Very good. Do you have a particular favorite? So obviously it's seasonal. So this time of year, is there
seasonal,
one
that Flannel Fest, like I said at the end of the last episode, might be my favorite Sam Adams. I've toured the brewery. I did it earlier this spring.
Mm-hmm.
And everything about it is just fantastic.
That's good. Very good.
But you can't go wrong with just a general lager. Just a Sam. Give me a Sam Adams.
I agree. There's not many breweries like that have like a variety of beer, like you see, that I like most of them.
Yeah, exactly.
All the variety pack. That is one of my favorite variety packs. Is the Sam Adams winter, when they have the winter beers.
Yeah,
the winter ale that they have.
Right.
I could drink that all winter season long. It'd be perfectly fine with the Sam Adams winter.
1,000%.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm moving to beer next too, Dean. So
yep. All right, so let's move on. Where are we going?
This could be at the local brewery itself in beautiful Cleveland, Ohio, or it could be distributed locally. If they made this beer all year round, I don't know that I would drink a whole lot of extra type of beer. This would probably be my go-to beer 95% of the time. That's not even a joke. The Great Lakes Conway's Irish Ale. It's one of the best beers, period, I've ever had.
Yep.
Hands down. It's a plus that it's made locally here in Cleveland. It's one of the smoothest drinking beers that's out there. I love it. It comes out every spring season. Of course, it's around for St. Patrick's Day in March. It's out for a couple, 2-3 months or something like that. As long as they put it out on the stores, every time I go to the store, I will buy a 12-pack and have it until it runs out. So it's just fantastic. The nice, crisp, red Irish ale, fabulous.
Absolutely.
Dean, where are you going next? What are you having next?
See, I didn't really do the place like you did, but this next one I kind of did because, to me, I'm going Ignite Brewery, and you can't go wrong with anything that they do. I mean, look, I'm drinking one right now. This is the Ignite Brewery Lunchbox Love Note. I mean, they have everything from IPAs to shandies to porters. I mean, you'd think that they pay me for this, but they don't. I'm no shill. I don't get paid by Ignite Brewery to pimp their products. No, that's insane. But you cannot go wrong with the absolute best with Ignite Brewing Company, Barberton, Ohio.
Very good. I agree. It's one of the nicest breweries in town. There's a new location locally, Dean, is it Brunswick?
I hear. That's what they tell me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go to Ignite Brewing, you know who you just might see out there, Brian?
Who's that?
Rochelle Hallcheck.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I heard she got voted best bartender. I would say about the world, but I think it was just in this area. Still, that's a pretty high bar to set for bartenders in the area. But she's done it.
I agree. Yep.
I hear she even married also,
A very smart man who has extremely good taste in podcast entertainment is what we understand.
That's the rumor.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Very good. So you're going to Ignite Brewing, and almost anything is good at Ignites, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, seasonally, about January time, the Lunchbox Love Note is amazing.
So that's like a peanut butter. What is that again?
It's the chocolate peanut butter porter.
Yes, very good. Very good. I'm going to another brewery as well.
And I also hear you can find those cans in your local grocery stores. Acme is in discount drug marts, is from what I hear.
That's right. That's right. If you're in this area, you could definitely more than likely find it, like you say, in your local grocery store. Absolutely.
Am I frozen? Because you are.
No. You were for a second there. So, okay.
All right. I just have you just staring at me blankly.
That's normal.
All right. That makes sense.
I'm going to another local brewery, Dean, and again, this is distributed as well, but this is one of the first local craft beer places in the city of Akron, Ohio. This place started out, you weren't even there was no tasting room originally. You had to go up there and just buy beer and leave, basically. So this place is really one of the local pioneers in craft brewing. Hop and Frog Brewing Company. They've now expanded. There's a whole tasting room and everything else. So they have tons of different beer. It really is some of the best beer in the area, hands down, in my opinion.
There's also a rumor that if you get drunk and park way across the street, it's dangerous to cross that 2-way highway or that 4-way highway.
Yes,
to get to it.
Yes, very dangerous. Absolutely.
At least I hear.
Yeah, you got to be very careful getting in and out of there. It's across from the historic Goodyear hangar in the area, so most people have certainly seen the Goodyear blimp at one stage or another, but the actual hangar of blimps is right across the way there.
Can we take a sidebar real quick?
Sure.
It's weird that if you live in a certain area, you have things that are just common to your area. I was at work the other day and I was walking in a parking lot and I look up and the fucking blimps just right above me. I'm like,
that's right.
And it's nothing to us, but
that's right.
Any other city, you'd be like, what the fuck? Why is there
that's right.
a giant blimp just flying around? And
just
at any time during the summer, you could see the Goodyear blimp just flying low.
Yeah.
Right above you. It's
right.
crazy.
It was out Wednesday. It was out just Wednesday.
That was it.
Yeah, yesterday. Yep. Yesterday afternoon.
No, mine was last week. I saw it.
Okay. Yeah, I went to lunch with family in town, my aunt and uncle, and just driving around. They're just, there's the blimp.
Yeah,
we don't think much of it. Oh, there's the blimp. That's cool.
Right. Yeah. It's there it is. I do want to fly on it someday. That'd be awesome.
Cool. That would be cool.
I don't know how you do it. If you are in charge of flights and stuff and you're listening, hit your boys up.
Yeah.
We'd like to get some idiots on an idiot flight on the blimp. Why not?
I love it. Absolutely.
Goodyear. It's a fucking great one.
That's right. So Hop and Frog is by there, Dean. So one of the current beers they have is a pineapple upside down cake beer.
I've seen that on the shelves. I've not ventured to it yet. Good?
Yes. Phenomenal. Okay. I've been there a few times. Every time I go, I have to at least get a sample. It's that good. It's not super sweet, but it's just a completely unique type of beer. Pineapple upside down cake from Hop and Frog Brewery in Akron, Ohio. There you go.
Beautiful.
Yes.
All right.
What do you have next, Steve? Go ahead.
Wherever we stop, it is my hands down my favorite beer in general. It is my go-to. It is my warm Linus blanket. It is Guinness. You cannot go wrong with a solid pint of Guinness. There's something about the taste. There's more where the other beers are pack flavor. This is just, you can't replicate that perfect blend of whatever that is. Perfection. That's what it is. It's perfection. Guinness is just I was gonna say cold, but you shouldn't drink it ice cold. It should be cooler, almost room temperature, depending on where you're at. And that's my goal, is to get to Baltimore, to the Guinness Brewery, the U.S. Guinness Brewery. You and I have talked about it. We should do it.
Yeah, I like that idea.
My brother Joe lives out there in Baltimore. We can use that as a visit.
I love it. Let's do it.
Guinness Brewery.
Now, do you like you prefer the straight Guinness? Do you like the black and tan with the Smittix mixed with it? Or is it just depends on the mood?
I enjoy those, but you can't go wrong. My go-to is Guinness. I remember when I was in my 20s and where it was all natural light, right? And I woke up in the middle of the night, or I didn't wake up. I was done doing whatever in the middle of the night, and it came downstairs, right? And I was thirsty because I'd worked up a man's thirst, right? So I go downstairs with my man thirst, and all the beer's gone. And what the fuck? What are you gonna drink? Water? You see what that shit does to pipes? No, thank you. So I see the only thing left is a Guinness. I'm like, I've never had one of those. Fuck it, I'm thirsty. So I crack one open and just drop it back.
No.
Yep, that was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Spit it in the thing. I'm like, what is this shit? And like, I was talking to my buddy like a week later. He goes, that's really the absolute worst way to drink it. So he gave me one. And we did it up proper, and I'm like, this is my life now.
Mm.
But yeah, the first time I spit it out.
Mm. I don't recall last time I had a Guinness. I'm not opposed to it.
What?
I just don't necessarily think about.
I get sad if I go a long time without one.
Okay.
I at least try to have one every couple months.
Okay. You think when you have one?
Let's go have one. Let's go find a pint.
That sounds great. Okay. So Guinness. All right.
Yep.
My next place, I'm mixing it up a little bit here. So, and by the way, this is not if I was actually, like I said, doing all this stuff, I would not be driving. This is assuming somebody.
This is getting the electric driverless cars to take us.
Yeah. Now then, I would be fine, right? So any reservations you might have, you have this bar crawl we're talking about here. You're probably going to be a lot more relaxed and be okay with a robotic car, driving you around town, right? So I'm gonna head over to Uncle Tito's, which is a very good Mexican restaurant. It can't go wrong for me with just a nice margarita on the rocks,
okay,
with a salt rim. Now, Uncle Tito's locally, they're known for making a fresh margarita without the mix, but just give me a nice standard lime margarita. I don't necessarily need all the shit, the blueberry or the watermelon margarita. I mean, all that's fine. If you like that, hey, more power to you. But
I'll tell you, I have a banana margarita.
Okay.
From out in Talmadge.
Yes, La Mexicana. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Their banana margarita is beautiful.
Not opposed to it, but if I
just don't need it.
No, you just don't need it necessarily. You're right. It's the standard margarita. If I go to a Mexican restaurant, it's just like a must-have. It just makes the whole experience. Just give me a nice margarita. So I'm going to go. You can name the Mexican restaurant. Straight tequila. If it's good tequila, I'm fine with that. I could sip a nice good tequila.
I've thought about that,
like
getting like a bottle of tequila for home. Just to like have over the rocks and just sip it for like like a nightcap.
Absolutely.
Like I had the rocks tequila just recently, the Terramana. That shit was good. That's some smooth shit there.
I just got a bottle of Sammy Hagar's brand Cabo Wabo tequila.
I've only had Cabo Wabo like in shots, like back in the day. Now the older you get, you're like, oh, you don't. It's a waste to do shots. Like, why do you not want to taste it or do it? Like, So, but now as I'm older, I'm like, now I kind of want to try it. You know what I mean? Because I don't remember what. I've always loved the taste of tequila.
I think what it is. That's actually an interesting point. That I think that tequila, for certainly those in our generation, that's what you did. You weren't thinking.
Shot.
That's right. You weren't thinking about
taste.
Yeah, right. It was just like the standard,
salt,
lemon, and shoot it, and you suck the lemon off because it was like we were getting sort of the rock gut level of tequila,
Right. See, I learned at an early age that I couldn't even do that. Like I'm like salt and lemon. Why do I want to take if I'm drinking this liquor? Shouldn't I enjoy the taste?
No.
Why drink it if you're not going to enjoy the taste? So I learned to enjoy tequila, where I don't. Even if I do a shot now, like here's the salt lemon. No, thank you. and I'm going to sip it and enjoy it. If it's rock garden, lower shelf tequila, yeah, I'll shoot it, but I still don't need the salt or lemon with it.
You're right. Yeah, and I have a buddy, Cooper. He loves tequila, so he collects different bottles and all that stuff. So that's actually a good way to if you have someone that knows what they're doing and what they're talking about with a nice tequila, that's a great way to experience tequila. But there's plenty out there that like you say, all you need is a little bit of either chilled or over ice, and it's a terrific sip and drink, not unlike a whiskey. It's just a different vibe and taste to it. Nothing wrong with it. It's good. Just a quick question. So, shots in general. Yeah, you mentioned shots. So, in this bar crawl, Dean, are you doing any shots anywhere, or are shots for you a thing of the past?
Shots are a thing. I do shots annually on St. Patrick's Day. We do like the Irish car bomb.
Irish car bomb, yes. We've done that together. That's good.
Yep. But in general, no, I don't. Again, the older I get, I want to taste what I'm drinking.
Yes.
I don't need to just. Shots are for people who are scared of alcohol, that want to get drunk but don't want to have the whatever taste they think it is.
Right.
Alcohol should be enjoyed with the flavor and, like you said, the vibe. Like there's a whole thing about it that you, as an adult, you learn to appreciate. And shots take that away. Like somebody says, let's do a shot. I'll take your shot, but I'm going to sip it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to enjoy. Maybe I can do it in 2 drinks, but I'm not going to shoot it where I can't taste it.
Right.
And if you hand me anything cinnamon, I'm going to fucking kick you in the goddamn taint.
Oh, yeah, forget it. Fireball,
what is that?
All that stuff.
Yeah, what is that? Fuck that.
No, you're right, and you're right. That is definitely something that at our crawl here, I agree. This is what we do normally anyway. You're right. We're not going out necessarily. If you're going out, just your goal is to get drunk. That's easy to do.
Stay at home and do that and be safer.
Right. Exactly. You're right. It's much more as gotten older. It's much more of the experience, like you say, and the experience is the atmosphere around you, who you're with, the vibe around you, the taste, the experience, what you're trying, and it's let things sort of creep up on you a little bit safely, and fine.
And that is where my next one comes up.
Go for it.
Is one of the variety of old fashions.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you turned me on to the old fashioned at Old 97.
That's right.
Many years ago. And that is my cocktail of choice.
Mm-hmm.
And since you mentioned Old 97, I'm going to mention crafted cocktails in Wadsworth.
Yes.
There's 2 old fashions. I love a good old fashioned at home or out and abroad. The old fashioned is to me the perfect drink. The crafted cocktails in Wadsworth does a bacon infused old fashioned, and even better, the tobacco old fashioned.
Yes,
where they malt up and mush up the tobacco leaf. So it's not it's not a cigarette glass. It is the tobacco leaf. And it's that hinted smell of the tobacco leaf. Again, not the tobacco smoke or the burnt tobacco that they put in the cigarette. It is a fresh tobacco leaf in the drink. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in the Wadsworth area, Wadsworth, Ohio, crafted cocktails is again, that's the least of what they can do. It's just their menu of cocktails are incredible.
Agree. Fantastic. All right. I'm at my 5th stop already, I think, Dean. Believe it or not.
Yep. Next is a floor.
Then I have a couple honorable mentions, but
all right.
I'm going out now. This is getting into the fall season. Will be here before we know it. One of the highlights over the last couple of years is going to the. And you and Nick had turned me on to this, and it's become a sort of a tradition the last couple of years now. The Akron German Club. They have just a good old Oktoberfest beer. So it just takes it to a whole other level in the Oktoberfest environment. But I don't need that necessarily. The Akron German Club is one of my favorite places to have a traditional Oktoberfest because you got you got the music and the food and the vibe and wearing the German hats and the pins and all that type of stuff. It just, all that is great. But just in general, I don't even have necessarily a favorite.
A goddamn Pinzer.
That's right. Exactly. I don't necessarily even have a favorite brand of Oktoberfest beer necessarily. They're all very good. Ignite has a great one. Sam Adams has a great one. Yingling from Pennsylvania has a great one. This time of year, you give me a nice Oktoberfest, the caramel colored, nice sipping, easy drinking. It's so good. Give me that, but like I said, even better during Oktoberfest at the German Club. That's it. That's a great bar crawl for me right there.
That's a great bar crawl.
Yeah.
See, I'm gonna end my bar crawl. I don't care where I end it, as long as by the end of the night I've worked my way up to the heavy stuff, and at the end of the night, let me sip on just a good bourbon on the rocks. I've done all the flavors and yada yada. I will sit there quietly drunk, enjoying my last drink as a bourbon on the rocks. And I have like a Bullet is in my top my top tier. Woodford Reserve is my favorite.
Very good.
But like my everyday, like my bottle of Jim Beam that will be on my shelf, that like I call that my Tuesday bourbon. Or I call it Tuesday because we used to do the podcast on Tuesdays, and I would have a bottle of bourbon there. I could pour a glass. Like I'm not drinking Woodford Reserve to do this podcast. You know what I mean? Like that's for special occasions, and you know what I mean. If I'm just running through it on a podcast night, Jim Beam is not only solid but fucking delicious. And they even have some like good flavors. If you ever done, especially in the fall, Brian, if you ever done this, they have a Jim Beam vanilla. Mix that with apple cider.
Okay.
Oh, there's your drink. You want a fall drink you make yourself? Jim Beam vanilla and apple cider.
Okay.
Thank me later.
I've had the vanilla, but not mixed with anything. That sounds good. Yeah, they have a honey. They have a maple. The maple is very, very good.
Maple's very good. The only one I didn't care for was the fucking spiced one. Like I said earlier, I don't need the cinnamon shit.
Okay.
Yeah, but all those flavors are good. But yeah, bourbon on the rocks at the end of the night. Sit back, just reflect on everything, all the experiences that we've done tonight, and just sit back and enjoy.
It sounds good. I'll recap your 5. So what five drinks and things are you have on your ideal bar crawl?
Starting out with Sam Adams. I'm gonna enjoy the next one is anything from a night brewing company, but the Lunchbox Love Note in general. Guinness, the solid Guinness. I'm gonna go to an old fashioned, class it up. But at the end of the night, I'm taking everything away, and I'm stripping it down to bourbon on the rocks.
Very good. So you got more whiskey.
Yep.
Okay. I have an old fashioned also, an old 97. The Great Lakes Conway's Irish Ale, Red Irish. It's super great. A pineapple upside down cake beer from Hop and Frog. Just to give you a nice margarita. You could name the best Mexican place. It's hard to get a bad margarita, frankly.
That's true.
I mean, really at the end of the day, right? But even better if it's a fresh and not the mix. But Uncle Tito's locally is fantastic. Hey, give me a good old Oktoberfest beer and the big stein, the whole thing. Ignite sells nice big steins, Dean. But preferably at the Akron German Club during Oktoberfest with the music and the food.
Maybe drink it out of Das Boot.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Any honorable mentions, Dean? If the night could be extended at all, or you're just sitting somewhere and you could just have a drink wherever you're at, is there a particular beer or other drink that's just like it's a bonus if you had it?
A
Any come to mind?
bonus.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't write anything down, but like right off the bat, what was it? Do you remember? I remember it was like one of the first craft like beers that started coming on the market in the area. That higher price, but it was Founders or Breakfast Stout.
Yes. Yep. That's
I
right.
love that. It's expensive as shit, but it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there was one. Talk about my youth. It was like a mud. It was before I even got even close to getting into like any craft beers, but it was like a mud stout, like a chocolate stout, but it came in like this weird little hillbilly jug. It was so good too.
I think I remember that maybe.
I
Yeah.
can't remember the name of it. Mud something.
Okay.
But yeah. And one more. You can't go wrong with a good Kona. That was the first coffee beer I ever had. Was Kona.
Hawaii beer.
Yeah, Nick and I found it, and actually, that I think was like almost the beginning of the idea of these beer tasting parties that I put on. It was kind of the conversation starter for Nick and I of doing this, putting these on.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
What about you? You have any honorable mentions?
Yeah, there's a couple there. I like a nice cream ale. And it's there's cheaper ones out there. Geez, I used to drink cheap Genesee cream ale.
Sure.
Like it was nobody's business a while ago. Maybe it's because of that. I don't know, but just the cream ale is just a different taste and body to it. One of the best ones out there right now is Kentucky bourbon. It's a brewery, Kentucky bourbon. Maybe that's what it is, something like that. But they make a cream ale. It's like a bourbon barrel cream, something like that. One of the best cream ales you're gonna have. Period, hands down. So you can buy it buy it at your local store. I'm sure. Not cheap, but it's worth it if you just want to sit down and enjoy a sipping cream ale.
Sipping cream ale.
That's like right. Yeah, very, very good. Locally, Dean, Ignite has a very good Instagram white stout. So
yes,
white stouts in general are interesting. I like a stout. Just see if a place has a good like lighter white stout, it's very good. This one, as you know, certainly has a hint of graham cracker with it. They serve it to you with a cinnamon and sugar rim that really enhance the flavor of the graham cracker. So locally, it's one of the best white stouts around, but white stout in general is very good.
I hear whoever might have had a hand in naming that probably was a genius and probably had a big dick, but those are rumors that go around town.
There you go.
I don't know anything about that.
There you go. So that's it. That's a couple honorable mentions that I have.
Nice.
Yeah. Anything else, or you want to mention?
Nope. I'm looking forward to Saturday, seeing you, tasting some beers, judging some beers.
Yes. Yep.
Should be fun.
I like that. Yeah, this year we're doing like a blind taste test, right? So we're going to rate the beers and everything. So we'll talk about that next week. And
much more classy than what I've done in the past.
That's all right. Now, what you've done is fine. Yeah, I still got to pull together the cheap beer tasting. If I'm able to do that before the freaking snow flies, would be nice. But we'll figure that out later. But
well, you might check on this party that we do this way, and it might be an avenue you're thinking about. Maybe not so much blind, but like the judging part, like the paper that we have to fill out. You might enjoy that.
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Well, out there, if listeners and viewers, we're interested to know if you have any comments as well. Whether it be a local place or
Yeah.
just drinks in general that you enjoy. If you were going to 5 different places, where are you going? What are you
What are you
having? Yeah, we're interested to know if you what your thoughts
Especially
are out
if
there.
you're not from this area. It'd be fun to read up some of the comments of out of state places, if you're doing a bar crawl, it'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Could be local beers or again, beers is distributed nationally, whatever.
Yeah.
Comment on our email, convincingidiots@gmail.com. Comment on our social media pages. Love to hear from you. Dean, we have done it.
That's
2
right.
episodes in a row. Nicholas. I don't know.
It makes us sad, but we persevered.
That's right.
And we ended up solving the world's problems.
Sure did. All right, so if you are still listening and watching, we appreciate you.
God bless you.
That's right. Maybe they've had 5 drinks by now. If not,
You'd have to
do that, and we're far more entertaining if you do. You might be listening to us again wherever you're listening to podcasts: Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, etc. Wherever you listen to podcasts, find the Convincing Idiots podcast. Give us a follow or subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. Find us out there if you prefer to look at us for some odd reason. We're out there on our YouTube channel at Convincing Idiots. Give us a free subscribe. As opposed to videos and segments, etc. You can watch us there if you want.
God damn it, get notified when our faces come up.
Damn it. That's right. You might be watching this on the Boss Code Media TV network. You can find them on your smart device or smart TV. Download the network, subscribe, and we are there with others. Also, all show information again. Linktree, Convincing Idiots. Or our website, convincingidiots.wordpress.com. And have we convinced you to have a drink and toast to fine podcast, pop culture, and entertainment? As my voice cracks. And tune in again next week. Perhaps not Nicholas.
Idiot.
Exactly. Change.
Hi, this is Millennial Nick, along with Gen X Brian and Zennial Dean. Hey, if you liked that video, which we really hope you did, you should like and subscribe. That would be great.